Oh, I like this way better.
No! Stupid Pathfinder!
I wanted to have the wrap-up discussion we didn't have time to have last time.
You had given an embargo against going through the rules beforehand. What I found is that Session 0 was a mix of trying to read, trying to make a character, and trying to participate in a conversation at the same time. I found it difficult.
Mm-hmm. You know how this works, though. You being confused is exactly what people want to see.
You let me finish my question before I was so rudely interrupted by Comcast sucking.
No, let's move on.
For my third action, could I take an attack action, a strike action at what would that be, a minus 15 to hit?
The double penalty is the maximum.
Okay.
This is more for the audience. Maybe people are coming from Chris and Colby's channels. What I'm doing is not going to be optimal play.
Add Featherfall and Charm. And what else should I take, everyone? Anything?
Fireball. Let it be recorded that Chris took color spray. I know you hate that in 5e.
I don't know.
It's probably good in Pathfinder.
It doesn't do anything in 5e.
How are you?
Me?
Yeah. Everyone asks who is the rules lawyer. No one ever asks how is the rules lawyer.
I'm fine. 10K. Woo! There. Only the desperate and the brave. That is the proud motto of the town of Falcon's Hollow. Here in the shadow of the looming volcano known as Droskar's Crag, the dim, mist-laden forests are prowled by feral beasts, ravenous monsters, and the restless souls of the dead. The Creed family is now in charge and controls the lumber consortium, which is the main industry of this town. We have our gnome alchemist owns a place.
Filzo's filters smells like mold and mildew. There's a thing that happens to gnomes when they aren't inspired for long periods of time. Gnomes are essentially immortal as long as they are interested in something and engaged in something. As they lose that interest, their skin turns pale, their hair turns white. Anyone that's familiar with this process called bleaching can see that this gnome, in the throes of it.
GM's asking Chris, is this somebody Zappy would be friends with?
Absolutely. Zappy would latch onto this guy, and his mission in life would be to get him enthusiastic about things again. You need to go on an adventure. Adventures are the funnest.
Oh, no, I like Falcon's Hollow, and I wouldn't want to leave it.
Filzo, you are friends with Laurel Gebry. The woodcutters go to her for her herbal remedies. Austin, do a stealth check. 23 is going to beat any level 1 character's perception.
Well, why is it a private GM role then? Announce it.
I'm showing you the interface. Woodcutters over at Best Camp who have been approaching me with similar symptoms, who seem to have fallen very ill. One of the ingredients that I need for my remedies, iron bloom mushrooms, has been very rare this season. Where can I find them? There's a knock on the door at this time. Sean, you have a cleric of Aurora.
Previously, he was a soldier fighting a war in lands far away, but he came to a realization that he didn't want to fight other people's battles, and he wanted to help people. The mantra of trying to perfect yourself so that you can then bring that to others really appealed to him. You
saw the Temple of Iomade. Lady Sirthana told you that her friend needed help with a task. You see a gnome and a halfling inside, and Lady Sirthana says that this is a town that is, shall we say, run by a single man. Thuldrin Creed. A lot of the people turn away when I approach. They don't want to be associated with me, as I've spoken out against Thuldrin Creed myself. Talks about a man that approached her, Barless. He's a humble man, a man of worshipping Erastil. He's going to go on a hunt and wanted the blessings of the gods, and so I gave that to him. But unfortunately never reported back, and I feel responsible. And I fear he may be dead. And
I suspect he is, and you probably are responsible.
She looks worriedly to Laurel, and Lady Sirthana is describing how she went to the different camps, people didn't want to be open to her at all. And so she thought that someone else who wasn't her could go in and investigate and perhaps find his whereabouts. As a reward, she'd be willing, she knows somebody in High Market who can provide a weapon made out of silver for one of you.
Julved will refuse to use any weapons.
But we want to help anyway.
Of course, Zappy wants to help.
No. We want to help. Me and Mr. Norming.
So the two women are proposing that you head to Better Camp.
This is
All right,
a nice
here's
map.
Falcon's Hollow on the River Foam. There is a legendary hag in the woods named Ulizmila. She's long dead. This site has a clearing that is particularly bountiful for herbs and reagents. And she basically is promising the party, in game terms, a level 3 non-poison alchemical consumable of your choice. And for if you are interested in poison, she does have a formula to give. Kobe, you walk into the town, let's say a day before.
Ariana Dorathalon is a half-elf, half-human monk sent from her master. He told her, it's time to stop studying the unbinding of fetters and actually go out into the world and put into practice the things that you've been only thus far reading about. So now it's time to seek that perfection of body and mind and spirit. He mentioned that there was a cleric of Iori in the area. I ought to seek him out to further my education.
And you're immediately approached, works right under the boss. He's a pug-faced, mash-nosed man. One of his friends recognizes him and calls him Payday. There's somebody I used to know who had a pair of magical hand wraps. That would really help you in taking things ass. And those woodcutters, they keep complaining about this wolf. They talk about it like it's some fucking god. It's like some new king of the forest. Bigger than other wolves, but it's more cunning and even leaves traps like a hunter would. And that there's been a number of people who've been going missing lately. I need to shut them all up. But they seem to are looking for excuses to go on strike.
I certainly don't appreciate your insinuation that I'm a lowly mercenary of some sort, but if there are people who are being injured, I'd be interested in trying to help them. The perfection of my mind and body, but that seems like something that might be a little above your payday, was it?
Are you trying to insult me?
Not at all. I would never. Where is this camp that you're
You're
speaking?
not a mercenary. Why would you do any work then, huh? If not for money, what for? Women?
Thank you for proving my point.
Ariana would have gone ahead to the camp.
I'm probably camped out on the road to this campsite.
When you're not in an encounter in Pathfinder, you are in exploration mode. Everyone can be concentrating on one activity.
What Zappy is spending his actions on outside of combat is singing.
He is singing.
And
so
skipping.
wholesome.
Have Austin do a stealth or survival check. Come up with a good ambush. There are some telltale signs of that someone walked through the nearby tall grasses.
Oh,
Hello!
Filzo's going to try and hide.
Oh, 8 versus his perception DC.
When he goes to back up into the tall grass to hide, could he back up and he literally backs into Orion?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's probably 6'9" for the memes. He's got scars all over his arms and face. Well, that was easy. And can I grapple him?
He just has to beat the Fortitude DC, which is the Fortitude bonus, plus 10.
Okay, so 15. Public roll. Plus 7.
Ooh,
That was private.
24.
Almost a crit success.
If there were one
I'm
more,
sorry.
he would have restrained him, which would mean he wouldn't be able to do anything but try to escape.
Are you Filzo Normie?
No.
That's a nice try there, bud. Listen, my employer just really wants you taken in, so I appreciate you making this easy. Let's do this clean, shall we?
Orion, you feel something on your ankle. Please, sir! Please, don't hurt Mr. Normie! How much is he paying you?
10 gold. 10 gold dead or
I
alive.
can make an omelet worth at least 11 gold!
Here's the thing.
35 gold to pay.
You sold some very potent stuff to some very wealthy people. The kid OD'd and died. They're not happy, and they want me to take you in, bud.
Well, all of my products come with a disclaimer. You can kind of see some of the color is coming back to Filzo's hair. You have a need for money, and, well, I mean, I can see you have quite a nice pointy axe there. The silver weapon would, be worth quite a bit.
What would a silvered weapon be worth roughly in this world?
How do you feel
It's
about losing
40
a
gold
finger or
pieces.
toe? You give me something that could, indicate to these people that I killed you. We both win.
I've had my toes for a very long time.
Dumb your fucking face. Well, okay, we have a gentleman's agreement. He releases you. Well, all right, we have a deal. So, you said you needed a guide?
So I think we're heading to the camp. You see a half-elven woman talking to a group of woodcutters.
I'm here to help you.
Everyone's got a different name for this thing.
I'm confused on how it's setting traps for people. This makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's got little hands just like you and me. You see a full office with an orc, gnome, cleric, and halfling all talking to a man.
You seem to be a priest or cleric of Aurori. I have a feeling if you're looking for someone missing and I'm looking for something that's causing missing persons, well, perhaps
We
our
can
paths
help
align.
each
Those are
other.
aligned.
Right.
All right, I'm ready now, says Jarlbin. He's a gruff man with an unruly red beard. Got the
Timing is
circus
good.
coming? I didn't ask for a circus.
Orion gets in this dude's face and just goes, watch what you're saying there, bud. Orion doesn't take that shit, bro.
Okay, then. All right. Oh, all
Let's
right.
go.
He climbs down. He's not escalating. Yeah, there's a barless who came by here. He thought we were some kind of inn of some kind, like we were a fancy hotel. Told him he had to join our bracing outdoor exercise, if you know what I mean. He wasn't willing, namby-pamby. I told him to go sleep with old Lizmilla. Go in the woods if you wanted to have a safe place to stay. He looks stupid enough to believe me.
You weren't lying.
I was joking.
Oh.
He doesn't understand us woodcutters. We have senses of humor. He said, "Oh, okay then," and he walked in that direction.
Can I do a crafting check on if those mushrooms are edible?
You believe that? I notice I use the word "you believe" because there's a
Yeah.
possibility he critically failed and is being given false information, kind of like hallucinogenic. You do believe it is true that it has a number of healing properties.
I've not tried this particular breed of mushroom, but I've heard fantastic things.
I've been sent here to look for some sort of wolf creature.
His eyes widen. Well, the rumors are true, I'm afraid. Some workers have gone missing over the past few months, or been wounded by traps in the woods. Just 4 days ago, I personally saw one of my men here walk into a hidden trench and impale his foot on this spike. And then this wolf, the biggest, meanest looking one you'd ever seen, burst out of the bushes, grabbed him by the back of his neck, and raced off. The man was yelling. Still hear it in the middle of the night.
Maybe he's still okay.
In
You
what
never
direction
know.
was
You never
he
know.
carried off?
In the direction of the volcano.
Things
No.
always work out. We were just
By the way, I
attacked
never
by
introduced
a bounty
myself.
hunter just a day ago, and now we've got a new friend.
I should call for a survival check.
This is another secret check, right? Because if we crit fail, we go the wrong way.
Rolling blind. Ooh,
Okay.
a mystery.
What did they teach you of the edicts of Aurori?
Be humble, help others perfect themselves.
How did you view the man that was talking to us in the cabin?
Approached me as though I were a common mercenary, and that
But
upset
aren't you?
me. I suppose because I think I'm better than that.
You think you're better than that. But you need to let go of that sense of superiority and accept the world for what it is, and then only then you could see what it can be.
I see I have a long ways to go, don't I?
And also, as we are walking, I am going to have light on my holy symbol so that I am constantly glowing.
Are you going to be like the master at the beginning of this story arc?
Rest in peace, Sean.
So get their bedrolls, set them up for them, then make the fire, then make supper, and serve them.
All right.
And say, let me know when you're done so I can do the dishes.
Could I be able to develop some kind of alchemical item, grow a toe in a petri dish that would work as evidence that I've been killed?
Oh, I would say that is something you could do as a third level character.
Cool.
Dang.
We just got to get there, baby.
You hear some flapping of wings nearby, some kind of flapping fleshy thing. Time to roll initiative. Flies forward towards Ariana. It extends a leg. 3 plus 8 is not enough. It's going to do one more attempt.
It's got a +8
How
to
many
hit.
of them are there?
Yes.
What kind
its
of a
first
level
eight
1
attacks,
creature is
the
this?
first one missed.
It's a level -1 creature. And
Yeah.
its second attack will be at +3.
Right.
All right.
Sweet.
Well,
Ari is
so-
just waxing on and waxing off.
Orion, you are 20 feet away from Ariana, and this pink, fleshy mosquito bird thing is flapping all over her. You definitely hear others in the distance.
Okay.
3-action economy. It's an action to walk over, it's an action to hunt prey, and it's an action to attack.
The thing about Hunt Prey, though, is that it doesn't seem like it would really do anything in combat.
In your case, you have
Flurry.
Twin Takedown, which lets you attack your prey with 2 attacks using only 1 action.
Playing stupid, just, for the sake of the viewer. I obviously knew these things. So I'm going to stride. I'm going to designate these blood monsters as my prey. I don't know what that looks like in the fiction, but this is Pathfinder. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to use Twin Takedown.
He's going to swing his battle axe at the creature. Oh,
Wow.
19 plus 7 is a 26. And because its armor class was 16,
Crit.
and that's 10 higher, that is a critical hit.
Yes!
First attack roll.
Crit damage, 1d8 plus 4, and that becomes 20 damage. And it explodes in a burst of blood that gets all over Ari.
That's probably why I missed.
Disgusting.
You guys hear them flapping and approaching. You can try to seek to discern their location. You could also delay. You also could ready an action to find the trigger, but it takes 2 actions to ready 1 single action.
Okay, so you cannot ready a spell.
You can ready a one action
2-action
spell. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I do want to delay.
Filzo spend 1 action loading my blowgun with a poisoned dart. I'm gonna jump in one of the tents, zip it almost all the way down.
And it's a secret check to see if you successfully hide against the enemies.
I'm going to ready. As soon as I see another one of those mosquito creatures, I'm going to attack it with Flurry of Blows.
It's going towards Ari.
I'm planning on being in dragon stance. Does that take an action to do?
Yeah, let's say
Ah,
that you enter
sorry.
dragon stance and then ready. There's this little red rectangle stance. I think you can drag that to your hotkey bar. And when you have your token
There you
selected,
go.
just press the hotkey and
Got
it alternates between stances.
Cool.
So now you should have dragon tail as one of your attacks.
And I'm doing
Okay.
Flurry. Oh, that was not a very good roll.
Okay.
Now I have backswing on
Yeah.
on this.
When you
Missed.
miss on a previous attack, you
Mhm.
get a +1 circumstance bonus
Okay.
to this attack. And I like to just apply it mentally.
Did I?
Okay.
Never mind.
A 9 is going to miss. It's flying
terrible.
here, and it's going to attack you with a barbed leg.
Okay.
Just one leg.
It's similar to grabbing you. Grabbing normally immobilizes you, but you can actually walk around, but it's going to move with you. But it is now flat-footed while attached. That means it gets -2 to AC.
I am going to shoot it with my crossbow. Natural 1.
Okay, natural
I get to
1.
re-roll it! No!
These things
Stupid
are really
Pathfinder!
hard.
No, not on an attack roll.
I've never
Stupid
seen
Pathfinder.
natural 1s with my characters and not get happy. I will cast the shield spell.
That is a second action.
Then I would reload, yes.
Was Zappy there before? I don't remember. Okay, Julved.
There's currently the bug on my disciples, and use my martial arts training to try and punch the bug in its stupid bug face. There you go.
You have a coward punch mosquito?
Okay, 9 plus 6 is 15, and it hits precisely because it was flat-footed.
Nice.
That is 4 bludgeoning damage. Critical Bloodseeker will fly towards the Cleric of Aurori. Flies into your space, and it's going to try to attach itself to you. 19 succeeds. It is now attached to you. Imposing Bloodseeker also try to go for Julved. 17 misses.
That's
Okay,
why you buy
Orion.
armor.
Yes. Missed by
Every
1.
+1.
If only you had some kind of thing that you could like display that says every time you get the +1 is the.
For those watching, Dom is
spitballing.
the creator of that animation.
Oh, who, me? Oh,
Orion.
I'm closer to Ari, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to hunt that prey, and then I'm just gonna do twin turbo takedown. Oh my! I'm playing this ranger like a barbarian. I rage, I attack it. I rage. I attack.
You roll a 1. That's the miss sound. You have one more action.
You still have that agile attack, which is only at -4.
I do have that agile attack. It's only at -4. Yeah, fuck it. We ball. I'm playing like a barbarian.
Yeah, you
which
are.
Is ironic because I hate that class. But yeah, let's just.
you
why
said
not?
you wanted to just like hit shit.
13
I was
plus
kind of
3.
joking. I wanted to learn how to like actually play the game, so I understand the intricacies of the combat. But it's all good. It's fine.
Oh, I keep one-shotting the enemy, so I don't need to like strategize. Oh no, this is so terrible.
16 is a hit, and
go.
your boarding axe is going to do 4 plus 4 damage. Dead Bloodseeker. However, the Bloodseeker is killed while attached. Ari takes 1 persistent bleed damage.
Ooh.
But yeah, so when you're flat-footed, that just reduces your AC by 2, and if you're tripped, you're flanked, you're grabbed, that's all just flat-footed. So, which is relevant because the one that's attached, I don't need to be hidden from it because it's already flat-footed. So I'm going to pull out a vial of this like silvery liquid, gonna down that, becomes even more gaunt as I drink my Quicksilver Mutagen, which does an amount of damage to me, and it gives me a +1 to basically everything dexterity-based except for AC. Spit that dart out of the blowgun at the one that's attached. It should be
that's actually
+7 because I drank my
+7.
Quicksilver Mutagen.
24. It would be a crit, but for the lesser cover.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah, 1 piercing damage. Fortitude save.
Yeah, against my...
3 plus 8. It fails its save. Giant centipede
Awesome.
venom.
1d8, and it's flat-footed for around. Pretty
And
flat-footed.
at the end of its turn, it's going to make another save, and it can go to a later, more severe stage. Okay, Ari.
No.
So what
Alright.
was the damage on my poison?
I'm just going to flurry kick this thing.
You should move around it because
Then I could flank.
the square it's in. Yeah.
So then in that case, I will stride. Oh, hey, I'm still in. Does Dragon Stance not last until I undo
Dragon
it?
Stance lasts for the entire fight.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. Okay.
And then flanking makes it flat-footed.
Attack the first.
Whoa!
Come on.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. I like that sound
That's a
that it
crit.
made. That was cool. I just rolled damage under that same strikes button.
Click critical.
Got it.
Okay,
Oh,
so
Crappy critical roll.
still very good though. Because of your strength, that becomes +4, and then you double the total for
Right.
12 damage. I actually
nice
prefer to
that
have
it doesn't-
double dice.
Oh, I like this way better because in D&D you only double the dice, right, and not the modifiers. And a lot of times, unless you have some sort of homebrew rule where you get like max dice plus a roll or something like that, like you can roll a 1 or a 2 and it's like I crit him for 5 damage.
12 is enough to kill it. It explodes.
Sweet. Can you only
Yeah,
flurry
and-
against a single target?
You can
So you
assign
get
it to the
both.
next one.
Okay, so next attack then is only at +2. Oh,
It's a miss.
it was almost a 19. Okay, so I missed, and that's my turn because I moved for
No,
my
it
first
isn't.
action.
You're
You're right.
refraining.
Flurry's
You
only
still
one
have a
action.
Third
Alright,
action.
you still have another action
Yes.
to play with.
Okay, now let's explore third actions. You could try to demoralize it, give it a -1 to everything. However, you don't share a language with it.
Or
So you have a
mob,
-4 penalty. Some other common ones are shield, which you don't have. Feint is
knowledge.
preceding an action.
The aid action is really strong.
Instead of trying to kick them, I'm going to just make a regular unarmed attack because with my fists, they're agile, right?
That's what I was going to recommend.
Okay.
Kobe's got it.
So that's only a -1 to hit.
I mean, these things have like
It is flat-footed though.
full AC.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
So
Good
the
roll.
penalties make it
words.
like
I have to mention hero points. At the start of every session, you have 1 hero point. There are 2 uses for hero points. One is you roll a d20 and you don't like the result, so you roll it again and accept the second result even if it's worse. And the
It's
other
always
is
worse.
you spend all of your hero points that you've accumulated in order to prevent yourself from dying. And you earn hero points for whatever the GM decides, like doing something daring, creative, cool.
What
I'm
you're
going to give
saying
everyone a hero
is-
point for good roleplay today. So everyone has 2 hero points right now.
Okay. And so I could use 1 to re-roll that attack that I just made. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You say you get them at the beginning of every session? Sorry, I'm just checking
Correct.
the time.
It always resets. That doesn't
Yeah.
carry
At
over.
Okay, I'm going to try again then. Come on, baby. Oh.
All the
Oh,
marbles.
okay. All right.
Worse.
Sometimes you roll a natural 1 on a hero point, and it's like sad. Your turn ends now, and you take 1 persistent damage. What you do now is called a flat check. A flat check means no modifiers, and you need a 15 or higher to end a persistent damage effect.
Come on, baby. Okay.
Ooh, no longer bleeding.
Guess I'll shoot it again.
There he is.
Ooh, that's a
Little boy
hit.
from
Another fun thing is electric arc is not an attack, so you can go crossbow and electric arc both at full accuracy.
I've been holding off electric arc all this time because I need 2 targets for it, and I've never had 2.
No,
targets.
it's up to 2. You
Up to
can
2.
do it against just
Oh,
one guy
really?
if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's
well, I would have been
ridiculous.
doing that from turn 1. I'm like, I don't want to hit an ally.
Let's play out this roll, but it's also simulate electric arc right after.
It's a regular hit.
No, it's a regular because of cover. 8 damage, and it dies. Like electric arc. Okay. There's a little animation. Is that
was
cool? Succeeds
These
also.
guys have big save bonuses.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have defeated the great threat of the forest. You have earned 60 XP. That was a low encounter.
Wah, wah.
You get to level 2 when you earn 1,000.
All
I'm
right,
gonna go
only
back to happy
940 XP to go.
We're so close.
Oh,
And
you
with
know
one
what, though? You
encounter
earned a
per
bunch of
session-
XP for the roleplay, according to the module.
Ari will go to like the nearest water source and start to like clean all of the blood splatter off of herself.
Oh, I can help it. Oh,
There's-
no,
there's
don't
one last
do
order.
your laundry. When I cast Prestidigitation, basically, I've taken out like a little rag and I like rub the blood and it just disappears.
It's not always one random encounter per night. I'm not complete.
There was a lot of setup.
Ooh, if I'd rolled a 20. It is now the next day.
I am making breakfast for everyone.
A secret survival check was not successful, so it's going to be another couple of hours. So thoughts? We only had one short fight.
It was fun. I enjoy the 3 action economy. It's pretty simple and straightforward and intuitive. And I also like the ability everybody has to make multiple attacks if they want to, just at suffering a progressively more punishing bonus. It feels fairly balanced, I suppose, like amongst characters. I am surprised to see, even those level 1 creatures having both like really high plus to hit, really high save bonuses, but also a decent amount of hit points. And then as level 1 character, I've got 19 hit points, right? Like compared to D&D, that's crazy. And that's kind of nice because level 1 in 5e is sort of notorious for being like the time for everybody to die because you're running around with like 8 hit points or whatever. Yeah. Well, I also love that you can crit either with a natural 20 or just by surpassing the target AC by 10. Gives you additional incentive to really increase that hit chance.
That's part of the every +1 matters motto. Sometimes it literally doubles your chances of having a critical hit.
Like that's the easiest rule to steal for your 5e games.
Yeah.
And for anyone watching, I highly encourage you do steal it. You should switch, but if you don't, you should switch.
Also, I was going to say, loving the way that different weapon attacks have a variety of traits, things that keeps it a lot more interesting for martial characters, maybe in particular, so that you're like, oh, well, because I'm using this kind of weapon, it can do something else, not just, well, this does 2d6 and that does 1d12, so I'll take the 2d6.
It's still early for me to really, I haven't cast a spell yet. That's not true. I cast Prestidigitation to clean up Arriana after the fight.
Which
Yeah.
she really appreciated.
and a shield spell that never came up. It's a little early to kind of get my feel on it.
It is.
Frustrating to play a halfling and roll a natural 1. The first session, we were doing a lot of role playing and getting to know each other and getting a feel for each other. And
Wait.
I think I
System
would have enjoyed
agnostic
this
stuff.
regardless of the system, because it was largely about the people I was playing with. Which
So
Yeah.
you're not ready to burn all of your 5e books after one session of Pathfinder? Like,
I'm happy with the group dynamic and character dynamic. I didn't expect that to go off so well.
I'm not in the position to hand out the game ball here. I keep using sports metaphors, but game ball goes to Zappy for every time you opened your mouth. I was laughing. Game ball,
I really
for
enjoyed
sure.
Dumble as well. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was about to say runner up Filzo for sure. I think
For sure.
the moment that
I
you
thought it was
realize
the relationship
Filzo
between the
is a
two. That was
great
Yeah.
character.
wholesome.
I loved the Foundry music that came up when we were listening to Colby's intro.
I'm assuming they're not a sponsor, but I was really impressed with Foundry. Just the little
crash.
extras, yeah, except for the crash. Good point.
Yeah.
All the little extras, the animations, the sound effects. Not something I've seen. Maybe Roll20 does that, and I'm just unaware. But that's the only other VTT I've ever used.
The crash reflected one downside of Foundry, which is the main Foundry software, the Pathfinder 2E package, and all of the 50 modules I use, they're constantly updating. So there's always going to be some instability going on. Because of the OGL, all of the rules are here. Like I only had to pay $50 for a one-time license. And I don't have a subscription, and you get to use all of the player options from all the books, and the bestiary, all of the monsters from all of the adventures in the bestiaries. So that is all. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Cheers,
Ron.
guys. Thanks, Ron,
Okay,
for
bye.
running it. Super fun.
Yes.
Sure.
I actually had fun. I never have fun as a player, so like
That was good
kudos to
times. Okay, have a good one.